Okay, there's been some questions regarding the SketchUp model, so I'm going to address those right now. Um, the first question was getting access to Google SketchUp. So again, if you go to you have to be logged in as your Vanier account. So if you notice here that this is set up to, in the top right corner, you'll know because it'll have, usually it's an icon with your name unless you've changed it. The first letter of your name. In this case, you'll see at jvanier.ca. Once you're in there, you're going to click on the Google Apps. I call this a waffle because it looks kind of like a waffle. And then you're going to scroll down to the bottom and choose SketchUp for Schools. Okay, so that's the first question out of the way. The next question was, how do I save my file? So once you're done, you need to be able to save that file. So if I have my picture frame from previously here, one of the ones that I was working on as a demo, what you're going to do when you're at this point, or you've got that, you're going to go over to the little file folder. You're going to click on that, then you're going to click Save or Save As, and it should say Google Drive over here. If not, just that's why originally I told you guys that you needed to set that at the beginning, okay? If not, you can click here. Let me do that again. You're going to click on the three bars over here, and you can see Home, Account, Google, Import, whatever. You want to be able to click on that, and there should be a Drive folder that you've previously created, okay? In which case, you know, that's where your file is actually coming from. Okay, so at the point where you've drawn this again, now that you've done that, you'd have to draw it again, I guess. You could probably copy and paste it, I think, if you go like this, Control C, um, and then let's try and create a new file. I'm just going off the fly here now, so and then Control V. Yeah, so you'd be able to bring those in to a new file that you've done that to. And when you click Save As, you're going to give it a name. So I would usually give it the name of the file and then my last name if I was a student, you know, so that the teacher knows whose file it is when you email or submit it. Just so you guys understand, there's no way for me to know who sent that file to me after I've downloaded it onto my computer, which I need to do in order to open these to mark them. Okay, so it would be useful if you could do that and then click OK. And then now that's going to be allowing you to pick a folder. So you pick your SketchUp folder, say select, and there, that's now saved. Okay. One other question that I had, which was, and actually I realized after the fact that there was a slight mistake here. Um, this particular side here, um, in order to meet up with this on this edge over here, I'll demonstrate by rotating it for you guys, and actually that's a good thing to show you anyway. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this. The best way for me to do that, I guess, is on this end. That's going to be 0 degrees. I have to flip it over, okay, like this. Um, and then if I want to put them together, someone asked me, how do I put them together? So I can rotate it like that, and then I can go back to where the rotate tool is, and under there is the move tool, and I can move it into place. Okay, and so that's how these two, it's not grabbing the corner. There we go. That's how those two are going to match up with each other. When you go to draw the other mating part to this one, you're going to end up having to, well, basically just remember to make it so that it will match up to this when it's the correct way, okay? So I don't have the file, the PDF file open. Let me see if I can quickly grab that. Give me 1 second. Construction projects. And okay, so here we have it. This part here, part C, if we look down here, we're going to need to make sure that it is a little different than it is right here. Okay, otherwise it's not going to match up. In fact, this whole edge here is going to be gone, and then there's going to be a line here which is extruded up. In fact, why don't I just quickly show you what I mean by that. So we need this is a good review anyway, 8 3/4 inch long by 2 1/4 inch wide piece. So I'm going to start with, we'll do it with line this time. I think with the last two I did a rectangle. We're going to go this way, 8 3/4. Another way you can type in the length, by the way, you can use decimal, so 8.75 is the same. And then we're going to go forward in the green by 2 1/4, and then back this way. And close it. And then we need to push pull it up by 3/4. And you can see in order to get this to match properly, I'm going to need to draw that 45-degree angle here. Actually, let me get the protractor tool. So from this corner, actually I'm on the wrong corner. From this corner, this direction, 45. And then I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to push pull it all the way down so it disappears. Okay. And then to get this to be able to mate, so the top part would mate no problem, but then this needs to be cut out of this. So we're going to draw a line from here back, and then we push pull it up by 3/8. Oh, it's not there. 3/8. Come on. 3/8. There we go. Okay. Don't forget to erase the construction line and group it, because if you try to move these together, they will not group. So again, so what I'm doing to group, just to review, I'm going to grab the whole object with the selection tool. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say make group. And then I can then use the move tool to move it from the corner to the corner. And you can see how that fits in. And why don't we just do the other end here while we're at it. Part D is 9 by 2 1/4. So I'm going to draw a rectangle that is 2.25 wide this time by 9. And then I'm going to push pull up by 3/4. Okay, and then this part here needs to mate into that one. So we're going to do the same thing we did on the other end, but in reverse. We're going to come in 2.25 this way, or 2 1/4 this way. grab that node and across, and then we will use push-pull to push-pull downwards 3/8. Okay, and again, make that a group, select the whole thing, and we're going to right-click and say Make Group, and now I can move it using the Move tool from this top corner to that corner, and it should look like that. Okay, so you can see the 4 parts all together, or I can move them apart so you can see how the miters and the intersections, the joinery all works.